Good morning and welcome everybody to the kickoff event of MANUNET Call 2017. My name is Cristina Ugarte and I am working in the Internationalization Department of INNOVASC, the Basque Innovation Agency. But I'm here today on behalf of MANUNET Initiative as coordinator to explain you the call of MANUNET 2017, to inform you about the eligibility criteria, the procedure to follow, basically all the information you need in order to clarify your doubts and to be able to submit the proposal for this call. Before starting my presentation, I would like to inform you about the procedure of the webinar and the content of it. We will start with the MANUNET initiative, a short introduction, and then we will go directly to the application procedures and the evaluation. We will also see the call calendar of the call 2017, and we would like also to show you a short demo of our new submission tool in order you to be able to familiarize with this new submission tool. And we will also explain you some of the tools that are available now in order to find new partners for your consortium. We want to leave a space for in the webinar at the end in order to answer questions that it might go through your mind while we are explaining the call procedure. I would like, during the webinar, you as an audience are not going to be able to talk. Your speakers are off. However, in order to make sure that we collect all your questions, you have in your system a question panel where you can write all the questions related to the call. At the end of the session, in the question and answer section, we will answer all the questions that we will be collecting during this webinar. And in case we have too many questions that we can answer, what we have decided is that we are going to focus on those questions that are more general, and we are going to leave the questions related to specific funding programs. What we are going to do is we are going to address these questions to the respective national regional funding program contacts, so they can answer. And we can collect all the answers and send it back to you in order you to have finally all the answers for your questions. I would like to remind you that the webinar is going to be recorded. So in any case, if you want, you can see again this video after, because we will upload it in our MANUNET website. I would also like to tell you that the presentation, it is in the system already uploaded in PDF version, so if you want, you also can download it right now. But in any case, we will share the presentation with you now. So I would like now to start with the presentation and share with you the PowerPoint. So now. Okay, so let's start with the MANUNET initiative. So MANUNET initiative is a network of regional and national agencies that use their own funding programs to fund transnational R&D projects performed by companies, especially SMEs, research centers, and universities in the field of manufacturing. With the support of this initiative is not a new initiative. It was created in 2006. And with the support of the European Commission, the network has mobilized more than 211 million euros, which more than 121 have been of public funding. We have launched 10 calls during these years, one per year, and the average of the total pre-commitment budget for each of the calls has been around 19 million euros. During these 10 years, 18 regions and 18 countries have been involved. Not all of them at the same time, but they have been involved in the whole initiative during the 10 years. We also have received 963 proposals, of which 214 have been funded, and we have had the participation of 2,500 SMEs, of which 550 have been funded. This means that in general, 81% of the beneficiaries of MANUNET program have been SMEs. We always present MANUNET initiative as an ideal complementary program halfway between the Horizon 2020 and the national regional funding programs. And it is tailor-made for SMEs. Why do we say this? Because these projects are close to market. They are short-term projects with a small consortium. The submission is more simple and the evaluation process too. We have all-time national and regional advisors available. We keep more or less the same timelines during the years. We open and close the deadlines more or less at the same times. So we are consistent in our timelines. The success rate compared with framework program is higher. We are talking about 45% of success rate. And as I said before, it looks like it is a good funding program for SMEs because the participation of them is high and the beneficiaries are 81% SMEs. This is a little bit about the introduction for MANUNET initiative. Now, if we go to the call announcement of 2017, we have to say that this year we have the maximum amount of funding programs compared with other years involved in the call. We have 25 funding programs and in total an amount of 29 million euros of pre-committed budget for the call. In this call, 11 countries are involved, which are Germany, Ireland, Israel, Italy, Luxembourg, the Netherlands, Norway, Romania, Russian Federation, Spain, and Turkey. And we also have 13 regions: Asturias from Spain, Basque Country from Spain, Castilla y León from Spain, Catalonia from Spain, Gelderland from Netherlands, Lombardy from Italy, Navarra from Spain, North Brabant from the Netherlands, Overijssel from the Netherlands, Piedmont from Italy, Puglia from Italy, Tuscany from Italy, and Wallonia from Belgium. As you can see, in some cases, we do have at one side the whole country with a national funding program, but we also have regions involved, like for example in Italy and Spain and in Netherlands. This means that you can apply, that the whole country can apply to the national funding program, and then you have also some regions that have their own funding programs to the ones they can apply to. The applicants that are not from these countries or regions, they can participate in the consortium, but they have to do it at their own expenses. They are not going to be able to request any funding from the funding programs involved. If you go to the objectives of this call, what are we expecting for this call? We are expecting transnational applications oriented and high-risk R&D projects related to manufacturing. The project proposals must clearly demonstrate transnational collaborative R&D with a significant degree of innovation and scientific and technical risk, SME strong participation. They have to demonstrate market orientation, application and practical use of manufacturing technologies, expertise of project partners in the respective fields of competence, added value through this transnational cooperation, scale of impact and market positioning of application. Our calls are calls that are open calls. This means that any project related to manufacturing could be in this call, could be part of this call. However, what we do is classify in different topics in order to make sure that we have some kind of classification and we can organize our projects So these topics are the following: the knowledge-based engineering, information and communication technologies for manufacturing, manufacturing technologies for environmental and energy applications, including resources, efficiency and recycling, adaptive manufacturing technologies, including processes for removing, joining, adding, forming, consolidating and assembling, new materials for manufacturing, new materials, methods, components and systems, and other technologies, products, services related to manufacturing field. In the next slide, what I want to show you is that the eligibility of the topics by funding program. Most of the funding programs fund all the topics, but we have one country, Germany, with the funding program only funds some of the topics that we have classified right now. These topics are the knowledge-based engineering, information and communication technologies for manufacturing, adaptive manufacturing technologies, new materials for manufacturing, new manufacturing methods, components and systems, and other technologies, products, services related to the manufacturing field. So make sure that when you are applying for this program, make sure that you check exactly which are the topics that your funding program will cover. As you can see, most of them do cover everything, but just in case, double check with your agencies in order to make sure and in order not to have any surprise during the process. About the eligibility project structure, the projects that we are expecting are projects that, at least in the consortium, have two separate legal entities from two different European Union member states or associated countries. Be careful with this because in our countries that are participating, we have Russia, and Russia is a third country, and is not considered an EU member state or associated country. So if you in your consortium have a partner from Russia, you will need another two partners from the different EU member states and associated countries in order the consortium to be eligible. The consortium has to include also at least two independent SMEs. But this, compared with the rest of the calls that we have had before, it is a small change. That is that we are not requesting you both independent SMEs to be from two different countries, because they can be from the same country. But at least in the consortium, they must be two independent SMEs. The rest of the entities, large companies, academic research centers, universities, or other public organizations, may also participate according to the regional national financing regulations. But again, make sure that at least in your consortium you have two independent SMEs. About the number of partners that should the consortium involve, we always mention that you have to include the partners that are needed in order to fulfill the project. However, we expect small medium projects with no more than 4 or 5 partners, and we do say this because it's by experience. Okay. About the project budget size and duration, no overall budget limits have been defined at MANUNET level. However, we recommend you to check your regional national limits regarding the level of funding that can be applied. Efficient and small medium-sized consortium projects are expected with 2 or 3 countries, but this is just recommendation. It's not a compulsory thing. And the project duration, and this is compulsory, can exceed of 24 months in total. When talking about the funding rules of this program, you have to take into account that the projects will be funded by the funding programs of the countries and regions involved, which means that you have to check the funding programs of the countries and regions from where your partners are. The funding rules will be limited to this funding program, so make sure that you double check. And in order to check this, we have habilitated this in our guidelines, and Annex 2 where you have all the templates of all the funding agencies, and you can read the criteria, the requirements of all the programs. For some countries, regions, it can happen that the agencies will request additional documents or data. And this is also indicated in the submission tool. So please make sure that you also send this information to the agencies that request this. Applicants are strongly advised to contact the regional national contact person all the time, because it will be a pity that because not contacted or not having clear what are the requirements at national and regional level, it can happen that maybe your project is not eligible, and after the efforts done, the project can be rejected. So make sure that you contact your national regional contact point. About the procedure of the application, general information, this call is a call of two stages. We have a pre-proposal phase and a full proposal phase. The proposals, and this is also a little bit different from the previous years, not only have to be submitted electronically, but also prepared electronically. And by that, we have updated our submission tool that you have the direct link in this presentation, but you also can find this submission tool in our MANUNET website. The project, you only have to submit one online proposal per project, and it has to be submitted by the coordinator of the project. The proposal submitted after the closure of the call will not be considered for evaluation. And make sure that the proposal is written in English. If we talk about what we are expecting in the proposal phase, what kind of content are we expecting in the template, that we will find that we will have a summary about the project, the consortium description, project merits, the cost calculation, the results, and exploitation. This proposal, which will be around 13 pages, should give an overview on the whole project. And you have to make sure that all the eligibility criteria are fulfilled, because in this pre-proposal phase, these transnational criteria will be checked, but not only those, but also the national and regional eligibility criteria. The national and regional programs will ensure a reasonable balance of requested and available national budget, and this means that they might have to adapt some specific criteria for prioritization if needed. Applicants will be provided with feedback after the review of the pre-proposal phase, so the coordinator will receive an email from the call secretariat informing if the pre-proposal have been recommended to submit the full proposal or not. About the full proposal phase, once you have been recommended to submit the full proposal, there are changes with respect to the objectives, consortium, or project costs will not be allowed. So you can't change those criteria in the full proposal. What kind of content are we expecting in this full proposal phase? We are talking about the summary, the consortium description of work, the cost calculation, and research and exploitations. This full proposal obviously has more detail, and has to go in depth about the activities that will be carried out. And it is important that it gives an overview of the whole project and also describes all national project parts. The evaluation procedure will be carried out by an international panel. 3 external experts will evaluate the proposal following the 3 criteria: excellence, implementation, and impact. When we mean excellence, we are talking about the scientific and technical excellence, quality of the transnational project. When we are talking about implementation, we are talking about quality and efficiency of the implementation and the management. And when we are talking about impact, we are talking about potential impact. Its evaluation criteria will be scored out of 5. How are we going to take the decisions to say that the project has been recommended or not? Well, based on the scores provided by international experts panel, all proposals will be ranked in a ranking list. National regional funding organizations will select proposals for funding according to the list and taking into account the available budgets that each funding program has. At the end, the project coordinators will be informed about the selection rejection decision by the court secretary again by email. About the call calendar, let's see. Well, the call is open already. It opened on the 16th of January of 2000, last month. The deadline of the pre-proposal phase will be the 17th of March at 5 o'clock Brussels time. The feedback to applicants of the pre-proposal phase is expected to be around the end of May. The deadline for full proposals will be the 12th of July of 2000 at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. And the communication of the evaluation of research will be mid-October, end of October. When are you expecting to start the project? The projects are expected to start after this time, but but you have to contact your national regional agencies in order to define exactly the starting date of the project. So, having given this information about the call, now we would like to give you, my colleague Naya Merino will give you a quick demo of the submission tool in order you to have an idea of how you have to prepare and submit your proposal.
Good morning, everybody. We would like to go briefly through the new application system in order to show you how it works and how you should submit your pre-proposals. First of all, in submission.manunet.net, here you have the submission tool. You first have to register and provide a user and password. This user and password is linked to one project. So that means that if you as coordinator wants to submit 2 projects, you should register twice. Once you have registered, you access to the submission system. As you can see, the online proposal form consists on 4 different sections and an extra page for submission. The first one is the project. Here you have to submit your general project data, topic, project acronym, the full title. You have to select 3 words from a given list so that the ones that best describe your project, for example, and you have to provide an abstract of the project. In the partner section, here you have the list of the partners of the project. You should press the Add Partner button in order to start the list. For each partner, you have to provide the general data, the administrative data. There is an additional set of data only for compulsory for Italian partners. You also have to provide your financial data. Here you should select between a beneficiary partner or a not beneficiary partner. That means if you are going to request funding or not. If you are going to request funding, you should select which funding agency is the one you are going to apply to. Provide the total cost and the total requested funding. Also, you will have to provide detailed project costs. That means personnel costs, equipment, materials, subcontracting, travel costs, and other costs and overheads. For all of them, you have to provide a short description, the total cost, and the requested funding. Then you will have to fill in the technical description proposal. This means the description of your project. This, as usual, consists on four fields. You have the project summary, consortium description, project merits, and results and exploitation. All these fields are allow rich text This means you can add images, tables, you can do listings or highlight your highlightings, whatever. You have the description of what is expected in each field and the maximum length of each one. You can see at any time in the preview section, in the preview button, which is this one, how it looks in PDF. A PDF will be downloaded, and you can see how it looks. I'm not going to open it now, but here you have a PDF, and you can see how it looks in a PDF size. Then you have an annex section in which you can add attach any diagram, drawing, or document needed to clarify your proposal. And finally, you have the submission, the submission field. Here, you can first check your proposal. This automatically checks if the proposal have been correctly submitted, have been correctly filled in. Okay, let me take. Okay. You can check if your proposal is correctly filled in. This means if all the compulsory fields are completed. The system automatically checks also that your proposal fulfills the MANUNET eligibility criteria, and also that your project costs are consistent, that the data you have provided in the total costs section is equal to the sum of the detailed project costs. Let's see an example. If we change this, or for example, we have made some changes, and now if we try to check if our proposal is correctly filled in, the system is going to show a message which says that, for example, the call requires at least 2 partners from legal status SME, and that the abstract of the project is empty. You can check this at any time while you are filling in your proposal, but anyway, before you are able to submit the proposal, the system is going to check it also. Okay, so once we have our proposal correctly filled in, and fulfills with all the requirements, we can also generate a pre-proposal draft, which will be downloaded to our Okay. You can download your pre-proposal draft so that you can see how it looks, if it has all the data, if it's seen correctly, I want you to show how it looks like. So here you will have your proposal in a draft version. So once you have checked that everything is correct, you only have to submit your application. By submitting the application, you will receive in your email a confirmation of submission, and also you will be able to download the final PDF which contains your proposal. So we think this is quite easy to use. Anyway, you have a user's manual available with the call documents. And in any case, if you are suffering any kind of problem or you have any doubt about how this works, you can always contact us, and we will try to help you to solve your problems. So now Cristina will continue with the presentation.
Okay, so as you can see, I think that we have improved quite a lot in the submission system. I think it's a bit more friendly and useful. So we hope you are not going to have any problem, but as Naya said, you always can contact us and see if we can solve the issue. So we will follow, and before going through the questions and answers, I would like also to explain you how we have a partner search tool in MANUNET in order if you have of the menu, you can see look for project ideas, which means that the profiles that are looking for ideas. If you click to one of them and you select one of them and you go to view project, you can of the profile and then you can see if you are interested or not, and also the content. Register in this search for partners tool. So for that, you have to go to on the top with above 2017. You will see in the menu that this is registration. You press registration and you go into the registration new account. You fill in the data, and the system will generate straight away an account for you in order you to enter. And once you enter and log in, you go into the top menu that is insert your project idea or insert your project profile, or your partner profile, sorry, and it will straight away come up a new page where you fill in all your data. If it's a project idea, the title, the abstract, and what kind of profiles are you looking for, and if it's a project profile, a partner profile, your own organization data, and also the information of your activities and your offer to join a consortium. Apart from this partner search tool that we have in MANUNET, we also include in our website a couple of more partner search tools that you can use for to find your partners in the consortium. The first one is the one that offers Enterprise Europe Network. You have the links in the website, and the second one is the NMP team that also has available a partner search tool in the fields of for advanced manufacturing. So we have arrived now to the section of questions and answers. And we have been collecting some questions already written by you. So I'm gonna try to read them. So let me first. I'm back again here. So I see one of the questions is, what do the 13 regions mean? Does it mean that an SME from Italy, from Campania, cannot participate? When we mean with the regions, there are some cases where the country, as the whole country, with a national funding program, participates, but also some of the regions of that country with regional funding programs are participating. This means that if you are not one of the regions of that country where that are participating, but you still have the option of participating by applying to the national funding program. If you are a company that is located in one of the regions, then you have two options. You can apply to the regional funding program, or you can apply to the national funding program. And these are the cases that we mentioned before with Italy, Spain, and the Netherlands. Another question is, sorry, I need to understand it. Is a bug that the web platform requires a different email each year in order to log in, upload a proposal fixed? Okay, I think that this one can be answered by my colleague Naya.
Maybe I didn't explain it properly. What I said is that the system will require a unique email and password for each project you want to submit. Next year, we will open the system again, and you will have to register again. So the thing is that if you as coordinator wants to upload 2 projects, you will have to register twice with different email addresses. There is another question regarding the submission system. Can the proposal be saved on the portal and uploaded at different times? Yes, you can register and you can fill in different times. What the thing is that once you have submitted the proposal, you cannot change it. But provided that you haven't submitted it, you can save your data and enter at all the times you want. Only the coordinator can upload the project. Yes, the coordinator is responsible to provide all the data on behalf of the partners.
And is the one we will be in contact all the time. So yeah, it is definitely compulsory that the coordinator has to submit the proposal. And as I said before, you only need one proposal. We don't need the same project submitted several times. Indirect cost. Is there a fixed percentage? How is it calculated? Well, regarding all the funding rules, what we have explained already is that each participant will be funded by their national or regional funding program. So what we ask you is, because each funding program has its own rules, is that go through the funding program, the information of the funding program that you are going to apply for, and if you don't have clear information, please contact the national or regional contact point so you can ask specific questions about the rules for funding. So at the MANUNET level, we don't have a fixed percentage for indirect cost. You will have to see with the funding program that you are going to apply, which are the criteria and which are the costs that are eligible, and which percentage. Okay, I think that we have more questions. Can the SMEs be coordinators? Of course they can. They can, and we actually engage them to participate and to be the coordinators of the project. I think that it could be a really nice experience. I think that it is, as we said before, there are projects that are easier to handle. They are not as big as the Horizon 2020 programs. So we do really encourage to SMEs to participate as coordinators in the project. where are the contact point details? Well, actually, before finishing our webinar, we are going to show you slides with all the contacts of the national, regional funding programs. And in any case, you also have all the contacts in the guidelines and also in the website. So all the information can be downloaded, from the website, and in any case, you always can contact me directly also to ask any question regarding the call. I don't understand if it's possible to submit a proposal composed by 2 different Italian SMEs from 2 different regions, or we need even a participant from another country. Well, you do need another participant from another country. We said that it is compulsory to have in the consortium at least 2 entities from 2 different European Union countries or associated countries, which means that if you have in your consortium only 2 Italian regions, 2 companies from 2 different Italian regions, you still need another partner from another country to be your consortium eligible. More questions about the... How is compatible 2 SMEs from 2 different countries and 2 from the same country and 2 independent entities? Well, you can have, sorry, I might go again to the question, so maybe it was not clear. So it is asking, one of our audience is asking how it would be possible to have 2 SMEs from the same country and 2 independent, at the same time have 2 independent partners involved in the consortium. Well, the truth is that you can have, for example, a big company or a research center from one country, imagine, let's say, Spain, and then you have another 2 Italian SMEs participating in the call. That is an eligible consortium. What it wouldn't be an eligible consortium is if you have only the 2 Italian regions, 2 entities from 2 different Italian regions, because we still need another partner from another country. Sorry, we are as they are writing them, we are also going through them. So excuse us for our slow reading. Is it possible to be partnered in 2 proposals? Yeah, it is possible. As long as they are different, it is possible. How it is? Sorry, I have to read from the computer. So, how it is difficult to manage the proposal and things the project as a coordinator. We are a SME with no experience in coordination. Well, we always explain, at least to our SMEs, the ones from the past country, that it is important that you have a kind of experience, at least at national or regional level, in submitting proposals. But in any case, we think that this can be one step further into a transnational cooperation, and they are a small consortia. They are not. You can have 2 partners only involved in the consortium, and at the end, the administrative issues are from funding. Each of the partners manage them, and are administrative issues that they are already known because they are the regional or national funding programs with the ones they have already been familiarized before. So it is a little bit complicated. It's always a little bit complicated to coordinate proposal, especially with the transnational consortium. But again, we encourage you to participate because I think that is an easy way to start having some kind of experience in transnational projects. So I think that it is a little bit difficult, but still is easy if your consortium is not big, very, very big. Can you please elaborate on total cost and requested funding? I'm not sure exactly what does this question mean, but basically, in the proposal, you have to describe. In the proposal, you have to describe the budget that the whole project will cost. Then you have to separate in each partner, the cost for each partner, and also add next to that the amount of money from that total cost that will be requested to the national and regional program. And the amount, the percentage, the funding rules of how much money can you apply in these programs will be determined by each of the programs that are involved in the call. So what I again suggest you is to check before submitting the proposal all the rules of the funding program you are going to apply, and if you don't understand any of the things, please contact the person, the national regional contact person for that program. Is there a maximum percentage of subcontracting? Again, all the funding rules are determined by the funding program and each of the funding programs. For example, in the case of the Basque Country, it is a percentage, it's a maximum of 50%. So in our case, we do have a maximum of subcontracting, but you have to go through to the other funding programs rules in order to see if this percentage is also applicable or there are other percentages for subcontract. Okay, so please, again, at MANUNET level, there are not funding rules. The funding rules will apply to each of the funding programs that participate in the call. Another question. It is expected that the starting date of the project will be after the MANUNET assessment process. In that case, can we point to a target date? Yes, the project should start after the recommendation of MANUNET in the program. And, but then you have to determine together with the rest of the consortium, and also according to the rules of the funding programs that are involved, when exactly this starting date will be. That always will be after the MANUNET recommendation. Another question. The regional rules in the annexes seems quite relevant. Where do I easily find them? Okay, in the guidelines, you have all the information about each of the funding programs that are participating in the call. And in this information, you have available also the links to their website and also the contact person to contact with. So please make sure that you download these guidelines, read them properly, that you also read the programs to the one you are going to apply, and also contact the national regional contact point in order to understand all the requests, all the eligibility criteria, and all the funding rules. The presentation, where will be this presentation? Actually, now you can, from the system, you can download in PDF this presentation. However, as I already mentioned, we have been recording this webinar, and we will upload the video after in our MANUNET website, so you can go back again and watch the video one more time. And also what we are going to do, you have your emails, you have the contact details, so what we are going to do is we will send you also the PDF version by email, so you can have it also in your Outlook. Another question, a minimum percentage of costs from the same country. Can I present a project? Well, minimum percentage of cost. 95% cost, minimum percentage. I think that you go to, in the consortium, it has to be a balance between the budgets between partners. We can't accept a budget distribution like 95% Germany, 5% Spain, because that's not balanced and it's not eligible. So it is not a minimum, but at least it must be a balance that, and it's between 75, not more than 75% of one of the partners can have a budget of more than 75%. Sorry. Another question. What is the financial status required for the SMEs to participate? Are startups without revenue yet allowed to participate? Again, this is more. You have to check your national regional funding programs to see if a startup, if your company is eligible to participate or not. The national regional funding programs, they check your financial status and they check your condition, and they basically see if your company is eligible or not to participate. So please, again, any questions related with eligibility of the funding rules and the profiles that the beneficiaries that those funding programs will have, and all those things, please, again, I ask you to contact your national regional program, national regional program contact, and make sure that you understand all the criteria to be eligible. Another question, the funding rate is 100% for SMEs or must provide a part of the cost? The funding depends on, again, the funding program you are applying for. Some funding programs maybe have a funding rate of 50%, or the program of 70%. So what you have to check is exactly how much money as beneficiary you can request for funding. But that should be checked in the funding program rules at national regional level. Another question. And Italian regions have different roles. So Italian regions have different rules. Piedmont and Lombardy are different. Does participant follow only the region rules? Yes, each participant have to follow the rules of the funding program they are going to apply. If the company is from Piemonte, they will have to follow the rules of Piedmont region, and if it's from Lombardy, they will have to follow the rules of Lombardy. If you are going to apply to the national Italian program, then you will have to follow the national Italian program rules. Is there a matchmaking or brokerage event? Well, actually, we are not organizing any matchmaking or brokerage events. The only tools available for partner search will be, at this moment, the partner search tool that I presented of MANUNET, that you can find it in our MANUNET website. And then you also have the Enterprise Europe Network and the NMPT partner search tools. So you can use any of them to find a partner. Additionally, we also can, if you send us or to the national regional contact points the request for looking for partners, we can also distribute between agencies that request and try to find a proper partner for that consortium. But we are not organizing any brokerage event this year. Another question is, does the pre-proposal have to write in regional foundation rules? If I understand properly, well, not only the pre-proposal, but all the pre-proposal and full proposal phases have to be written based on the MANUNET criteria and also based on the national and regional funding programs that will be involved in that project. I think that with that, I answer your question if I'm not wrong, but if not, you can please write me an email and ask me again the question if it's not answered properly. Okay, another question says, hello, I want to ask you if a company with more than 450 headcount and more than 50 million earned turnover is eligible to participate at this call, respect the national funding rules. Well, again, we at MANUNET level, we identify, for example, SMEs by the rule of the Commission that defines the SMEs, categorize the SMEs. But apart from this, each funding program have different beneficiaries. For example, in the case of the Basque Country, the beneficiaries are the companies, SMEs or big companies, but they're only companies beneficiaries. Research centers, universities must go subcontracted. But this is the case of the Basque Country. It can be in another funding programs that we have other kind of beneficiaries, not only the SMEs or companies, but also other entities. So again, this question is also in line with the rest of the questions that we have answered with in the following way. Please check the rules of the funding program you're going to apply, and see if, apart from the minimum criteria that MANUNET initiative has, you fulfill also the funding program rules that the program they are going to apply. Okay, yeah, we don't have time for more questions and answers. And in any case, what I would like to tell you is that if you still have some more questions, please contact us, email us. We will more than pleased to answer all the questions, and we are here actually for you to help you and to make sure that you have all the questions clarified in order to submit the proposal. We will double check all the questions that have been written. If in any case, if we have had any question that have not been answered, we will answer it and we will send it to you back. So you have all the answers by email. And another thing is that, as I said before, this webinar has been recorded. So if you want, you can go and into the MANUNET website, give us a couple of hours so we can download and upload it again into our new in our MANUNET website. And you can go once again into this seminar, and you can, if you still have any doubts, please contact us. I also would like to show you quickly in these slides that you have the contacts of national regional contact points. So if any questions related, and this is very important, that's why we already mentioned more than once, it is very important that you check all the funding programs that are involved in the project and also contact people, so you make sure that the eligibility criteria and all the requirements are fulfilled, not only at MANUNET level, but also at national and regional level. I only have to say that we, in our website, www.manunet.net, you can download all the information regarding the call, all the guidelines, also the user manual for the submission tool. You have also a document of frequent asked questions, just in case you find that there's any other question that have not been answered. You can find that in that document. And you remember that you should have the partner search tool and also the link to the submission tool in this website. I only can say that thank you very much to all of you for attending this webinar. I hope that our presentations have helped you to start preparing this proposal for our call in 2017. Just to again tell you that the call is open and that the deadline for the pre-proposal phase will be the 17th of March. Looking forward to reading your proposals. Thank you very much and have a good day.